sorry, old man, I have no idea what happened here. So yeah, so they bought the wrong one. Happy now? Was that you? Was that, did you just write that?
I did not.
Because you're the only dad here right now.
Yeah, that's true.
And has anyone guessed yet why?
It really makes me wonder. Ooh, it makes me wonder.
Welcome back to Brazen Brits. My name is Lawrence.
And I'm Natalie.
And despite what he just said, this is my dad. If you've been watching for the past couple of weeks, you will know that we have been to San Francisco, Yosemite National Park, and Death Valley in the past few days, and we have now moved on to our next place, but we have a few places to visit in this video. And so right now we are in Laughlin, I think that's how you say it, and this is right on the Nevada Arizona border, and it's basically a mini Las Vegas. Since you left us last time in Death Valley, we have driven to Laughlin. It was about, what, 3 hours, I think? Very interesting drive. I mean, it was boring, but it was interesting. I feel like it wasn't, you know, too boring. But we really enjoyed the drive. We stopped and got a McDonald's, which was nice. We haven't had one all week, really. And then essentially it goes from complete desert, near the Mojave Desert, straight into, there's a lake that goes right the way through the middle of this desert with a whole bunch of hotels and things. So I imagine this is exactly how Vegas started. But right now I'm stood here looking at the Davis Dam. And this obviously restricts all the water. I'm assuming it's some kind of reservoir rather than for power, but we are going to go over there. I think it's closed, but we're going to try and head over there. So if we do make it in there, then we'll give you some information, but if not, then I'm just going to skip ahead. But yeah, so this is our first stop here. We've just arrived. We did check into our hotel. We're staying at Hurrahs, which seems very nice. It's a pretty cool little casino. There's a bunch of food places there. And there's one thing that we're bummed about that we found, and that is the boat ride. Now there is a boat ride, it's called the London Boat Ride, and it's 6 hours, so we don't have time to do it, and they've already left for the day. But it goes all the way up to see the London Bridge, which was the actual London Bridge in London that they moved to, I can't remember where it is, it's not Arizona, I'll overlay where it is, but yeah, they actually moved the whole bridge there. The funniest thing was that he didn't realise, when people think of the London Bridge in London, what's the big fancy bridge in London?
Tower Bridge.
They think it's Tower Bridge. So they think Tower Bridge is a London Bridge, and it's not. The London Bridge is just a really boring, crappy bridge. Tower Bridge is impressive. So yeah, so they bought the wrong one. Anyway, they rebuilt it back in London, and the original one is here. So one thing I didn't realise, which seems quite obvious, so this is the Colorado River, and the Hoover Dam is the next one up, and then there's Davis Dam here, and this actually produces enough electricity for 150,000 homes. So I'm assuming this provides enough electricity for the entire city of Laughlin, because there's really just casinos there and probably some homes for staff, so it's not a big place. One thing that they love about this though, which they underestimated when they built it, so they did it to reserve water and to reduce the water flow, although they do make sure that there is enough water that passes through these dams to make it to Mexico. They had an agreement with Mexico when they were doing this. This has created a huge lake which people will jet ski on, they'll kayak on, they'll swim in, like it's a huge amazing freshwater lake, and they didn't realise that people would use this as one of the main leisure places. Apparently 8 million people, I think, descended upon here in 2017 for leisure activities. So that's cool. Although what I will say, although it's like 20 degrees Celsius, like 75 degrees Fahrenheit, there is not a single soul here. It is also a Friday, but there is no one here at all, but it's very warm. I mean, I would not hesitate to go out there on a jet ski right now. Just off the top of my head, this was built in 1936, right after the Hoover Dam, but I can't confirm that. None of the plaques here actually tell you when it's built. So maybe I missed one, but anyway, this was built in around 1936, right after the Hoover Dam, I think. And this steel bridge was built in 1951. Just know that off the top of my head. After it was built though, obviously that was around wartime. So the war was, I don't know, for America it is around about 1942 to 1945, and so it was, I mean, all focus kind of came off this. But after that, everyone flocked here for vacations. People started taking vacations again after the war, and that's when this place got really popular as a leisure place. And there's obviously this lake, and then a bit further up there's Hoover Dam, and then there's another one a bit further up after that. So I think it's the National Mojave recreation area, I think is what they're calling it. And there's a bunch of fish. I don't know if you can fish in here, but there is a bunch of fish in here. But most of it is just about water sports. There's a couple of beaches down by Laughlin as well. There's some down there, and there's obviously boat rides and things like that. So I'd never heard of this place until we'd done Route 66 and we drove past here. And I said to the old man when we booked this trip, I think we should go and stay there. It looks like an interesting place. And it is. And a quick tip. There is a lookout point that you can drive to here, and it says that the dam is closed, and it is closed to through traffic. However, you can actually drive down, and there's a parking area here where you can come down, look at the plaques and walk over the dam, as I am right now, although the sun is right behind me, so you probably can't see much. But wow, look at that. It's like the sand over there, like that looks like a beach. You could kayak out to your own personal beach over there. So I mean, I'm sure you all know how a dam works, but this is essentially the river here. Used to go straight down there, but they've blocked all of this off. I thought this was a bridge. It's not. It's actually, this is the dam, and it diverts all the water around over there. Then it goes in through here and back out the side down there after generating enough electricity for 150,000 homes. So simple. I mean, not to build obviously, but I mean it's a good idea. So also, I'm sorry, the sun is right over here as well, but this is the other side, so you can drive either way round. So Laughlin's actually over that way, maybe down there. You can drive up round this way. There's a little visitor centre down there. I don't think we're going to do that. We just came round to this side up on here. We're hoping to drive over, but it's definitely blocked off. They're pretty strict about that. I'm not really sure why. In fact, I can't even think of a single reason why they wouldn't let you drive along here, because then you could just do a nice loop, but they don't. So yeah, I would, next time if I was you, I'd just go on this side, the Laughlin side, rather than driving all the way up and round. It's not very far, but it looks like there's much more to do over there. All right, well, this friendly chap, we just asked him about why you're not allowed to run over the bridge or drive over the bridge, and has anyone guessed yet why? It's because of terrorism. So obviously if someone comes up here with a car bomb or something, they could drive up here, set the bomb off, and it would essentially just destroy the dam. So all the water would be going back down to where it used to, and then it was going to flood everything. So actually it was before 2001 they actually closed it, and then 2001 happened, September 9/11 happened, and then they're like, yeah, definitely, this is definitely closed. So terrorism. It's crazy they have to do that. So a couple of interesting things the guy was just saying. One was that he was very specific to separate the dam and the power station. He said, oh no, this is the dam, this is the power station. Like, it wasn't one thing as we would probably all consider it. But an interesting story, this used to be a bridge, and then they turned it into a dam when the other bridge was built just down the road in the 80s, I think. And he used to haul mining equipment over here. For, I guess there's mines around somewhere, and he said to his wife at the time, he said, oh, that'd be really cool to work there when they make that dam, wouldn't it? And here he is, he's working here. He's very proud about it. For you, old man, this is a reminder that our room is up here, the parking lot is all the way over here, and you left your phone in the car. I've had to run all the way down here to get it for you. Just a reminder, and don't say I don't ever do anything for you, okay? Seriously, our room's up here somewhere. You have to take 3 elevators to get to the parking lot to our hotel room. You have to take one from the parking lot down, then you have to walk over a bridge, then you have to take another elevator down, you have to take one from the parking lot to the bridge, one from the bridge down to the ground level, then I have to walk around here. I took the stairs, I didn't take the elevator, but it's a nice fountain, and then have to take another one inside the casino up to the rooms. Right, it's the next day now. I've been to the car, get the old man's phone, and it's taken a little while, a few hours, and now I'm back. So the old man's probably had a sleep and things, so I'll have a couple hours kip and then take the hike back to the car and head to Kingman and the Grand Canyon. Hopefully he's alright, he hasn't starved to death. I've been gone a long time, just because he left his phone in the car. 23,000! We are being a couple of children right now, so considering we're in a casino, we're in the kids area, but we both got exactly the same score on this, so like father, like son, I guess. Right, it's the next day, and we had a fantastic time in Laughlin. We got to play on the arcades and do some stupid things like children. We also very swiftly lost $30 on roulette. Which I think we won like twice, and so anyway, I think it's fixed. So Laughlin casino owners, you need to sort your shit out, because that wasn't cool. We did get a free drink though, which was nice. So then we had an early night, and we're up early this morning, and like I wasn't going to tell you where we're going until we got there, but we are headed to Oatman, and somehow I've messed up, because this isn't the road we took out of Oatman. Last time we were doing Route 66, we came back out the other way. So you drove through. We drove from Kingman to Oatman and then out the other side to Laughlin. And so I just put in the navigation, Oatman from Laughlin, thinking it would take us the same way. And we are going through some kind of shooting grounds, Mojave desert stuff on a gravel road that is about, I'm doing 18 miles an hour right now, and even that's probably a bit too fast, and this road is just awful in places. They have made an effort to clear it, so I think it was affected by the floods, but I'm a little bit worried now because we have no signal, we're in the middle of nowhere, but apparently we're heading the right direction, so I can't actually look on any navigation apps to find out what other roads are around because there's no signal here. So if you're seeing this in a few years, then it's because we've died out here. We'll keep you updated. So one main reason I know this is not the road we came out of Oatman on is because we were on motorcycles, and I would have remembered this because John probably would have fallen off like he did last time. But also because when we were in Oatman, there was a bunch of Ferraris there. And there's no way the Ferraris got along here. Zero chance of that. So, I'm sorry, old man, I have no idea what happened here. But looks like a nice relaxing drive we're having.
My stomach's on the top of the car by now.
Okay, we made it. I think we're back on the proper road now. So here we are in Oatman. What do you think so far?
Well, there's not much of it.
Okay, we're not really there yet. We're nearly there. We're nearly there. This is Main Street, Oatman, though. But we're on the outskirts.
Yeah, there's a few houses. Well, that's quite a nice one.
Here we go.
Bright yellow.
One thing I was excited to come back here for. See if you can spot it. I'm going to just hold it over here. See if you can spot what I'm looking at. Ta-da! It's our sticker. Still here, John. I think you put it up there because you were the tallest to get it up there, so we still exist here in Oatman. We're still relevant. Cool little camper here though. It's a truck camper, but it's tiny, but he has all the stuff on it. It's got a safe on the outside and a lockbox and everything. All the storage is on the outside, but it's tiny. I don't want to get too close because he's probably in there sleeping. But never seen anything like that. It's more like a truck cap than an actual camper. Old man, so I blame you for making me get up so early because everything's closed.
True. We have a lot to do today, which meant it was a good idea to get here as early as we can, because we do want a little bit of time at the end of the day when we get to our final destination.
That's true. He wants an early night. There's wild burros here, or donkeys, and so you can buy donkey food. They don't suggest you feed them anything. They really ask you to feed them the proper donkey food. Can't remember why. There was a reason.
So she's 23 years old. She's the eldest female donkey named April. That's her daughter, Nikki. She's 22 then. And then that's Donald. He's going on 3 years old. He's their friend. And he stays with them because the alpha male's trying to kill him. He's a male. And so she'll protect him with her big body. And he protects her when the male tries to date her. He's just the newest baby in town.
So where do they live? I mean, I know they live here, but where do they sleep?
The Burros do whatever they want. They sleep wherever they want. They wrecked my yard overnight.
Really?
They ate everything off my porch and opened every box because I'm renovating. That's what donkeys do. They go wherever there's no fence. They find water. They'll break your pipes if they need water.
Really?
They're very wild. But they come down here during the day to get their treats, and she's listening.
And so they survive literally on people buying the food and.
But they do
feeding
eat
them.
cactus, and they can find water.
Oh, really?
So a donkey is the only animal that can see all four of its feet at the same time. You can never sneak up on a donkey. They also can smell water for 20 miles away, and they will go and dig it out to create a puddle, and then they drink.
No way.
I hiked 3 days out there in the wilderness and found what they did when I went to a volcano here recently.
And then this is the Free Mine Museum. There's an old jail here. I locked John in here. Then he really locked me in there. And then you can go through into a mine where it doesn't really go anywhere. We're back in the mine that we were in before. But it's... Natalie, John, it's all different. There's a light at the end here. So, can't really see on here. We're at the end of the mine. So they've obviously sorted out all these electrics. So this is the end of the mine. Last time we were here, old man, it was just black.
Yeah.
It was just pitch black. We couldn't see a thing. We had to use our phones. And then what I particularly like is those of you that have graffitied on here. It really, you know, if it wasn't here, it'd look too natural. Whereas with the graffiti, it really brings it into, you know, our century. It's great. Those people should be really proud. Was that you? Was that? Did you just write that?
I did not.
Because you're the only dad here right now.
Yeah, that's true. There must have been thousands, perhaps millions of dads been through here.
Alright, well, I'm not going to cover all of Oatman. We've done a video on this before. I'll link to it in the description below so you can go and see that. But fantastic place. If you're ever in this area, you have to come to Oatman. It's almost a requirement. What do you think of it so far, old man?
I think it's very interesting. It's almost like it, well, I'm sure it is pretty much like it was 150 years ago, 200 years ago
Maybe less general stores selling the same thing. But
yes.
It is a bit touristy, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah, but it is. There's a lot of old stuff here that's worth preserving for historical purposes. Yeah,
I agree.
I think I could have spent a little bit more time here, but we are a little bit pushed for time today.
We are busy day today.
I'm very pleased to have come here. Yeah, it's one of the highlights of the tour.
Yeah, there you go. The old man just said to me, I mean, it's no surprise, we're heading to Vegas, by the way, just for one night, but the old man just said to me, hey, when we get to Vegas, do you think I'll get more ass than Oatman? Well, old man, you should be honoured because last time we were here, like I said, we had a busy day a couple of years ago because we were riding from, I think, Peach Springs to Oatman and then on to Vegas or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but we drove past this in Kingman and there was a huge line to park your vehicles, our bikes, under this sign. And so we just drove straight past. And so now we've actually had time to stop. So Natalie, John, this one is for you. Right, we've stopped at the visitor centre here in Kingman. It's really cool, actually. It's there's a lot of stuff here. There's a little museum here. It's $10 for the museum, but there's obviously a the store you can buy a bunch of stuff, but if you go upstairs there's a free display about Angel from Seligman and the guardian angel of Route 66. I've done a whole video on this as well, I'll link it below. But if you were here, I haven't put a sticker here, I've lost it. Oh, here it is. But I have signed a little card here, and I even put our logo to make it a bit more obvious, but it clearly wasn't because even I didn't see it. But anyway, so if you're here, there's no sticker, but see if you can find this card. I've sat in this chair, this actual chair I've sat in. So they do actually have a chair here, and it's exactly the same as the one he was sat there, but it's not ripped. But I'm certain we sat on his original one, so either this is one exactly the same, or they were, no, because the one we sat in was all ripped and torn, so I think this is the fake, and we sat in the real one. Either way, I'm going to sit on this now. So there you go, I have sat in it. Happy now?
There are some detailed differences between the chair in the picture and the chair that you were just sitting on.
Which are?
The arms,
Yeah.
the seat's been recovered, or it's nicely covered, and there's a some kind of
lever.
adjustment lever there, which is not on that one.
Well, the mechanism's there, but it's not actually on. Well, folks, we are here at the Grand Canyon, very excited, and then immediately disappointed. So this isn't the national park, which I didn't realise. We're at the West Skywalk. When we did Route 66, we went to the national park. It's about 3.5 hours away from here east, which is the actual national park. Anyway, we get here, I show them my America is Beautiful pass. And they don't accept it because this is privately owned, and I had no idea. Yes, I should have done my research, we should have done more, but here's the things. It's $284 per person to do a helicopter ride, $71 to do the Skywalk, and you have to get a bus, $56 per person just to enter, even to use the restrooms, by the way. And so I know I'm sounding a bit negative because we have decided that it's a rip-off. I've read reviews. Oh, the other thing is you can't take any personal items on the Skywalk, and a lot of reviews are saying, well, they say it's for safety because people are throwing things off. A lot of reviews are saying it's because you then have to pay $25 to purchase the picture that they take of you, which they just email it to you. And so we think this is just a tourist trap, and a lot of the reviews confirm that. What did you think of the Grand Canyon?
Well, I haven't actually seen it, except in pictures. I'm very disappointed. I think it's an absolute rip-off, and I'm unwilling to pay money to a rip-off.
Yeah.
I'll have to come back again another year.
When you come back, we'll go to the proper Grand Canyon National Park. But unfortunately, we don't have enough time now to drive 4 hours there and then probably 6 hours all the way back to Vegas. So next year, right?
Perhaps.
So, although we've driven all the way out here and we're cheap, we have decided we are not going to do it, and we're going to find something else on our way to Vegas. So, back in the car, we have about a 2-hour drive to Vegas. Okay, we got here. Free parking, you don't have to pay to get in, and we are here at the Hoover Dam.
Yes.
So that is very impressive, isn't it?
It certainly is, yes.
And so we actually came in, you can drive over the dam and you can come through. They do search your car. If they want to, for obvious reasons, back to the whole security thing, terrorists. But that is the dam. So we drove over here. There's free parking up here. There is actually a parking garage all the way over there in the distance. That's all we know so far. We just got here, so we don't think we're going to have time to do the tours that they do, unfortunately, because we weren't planning on doing this. But it is very impressive to see. So you can drive up here. It's about an hour from Vegas, I think. Just stood here is enough for me, to be honest. I mean, I'm very impressed by it. All right, we haven't been down to the dam yet. We're still in the parking lot. But one thing and one question we have is this white rim around it is obviously the water line, right? So the water must come up and it's cleaned the rocks and everything. However, that would take it right up to the top of the dam. And then we saw like there's a boat thing down there, so that would be 50 feet underwater probably. But I think it is. I think the water has been up to this level because I think that's the overflow. So if all the water fills up, eventually it will get to that, go down the overflow and bypass the dam, whereas everything else is forced to go through the dam. That's the only explanation I can think of. There's, you know, and it's all the way up there. So, I mean, what do you think that is? 100 feet? So, old man, just off the top of my head,
Yes.
did you know that the Hoover Dam is 1,244 feet long?
I didn't know that.
And it's 726 feet high from the lowest point of the foundation to the crest. 700 feet.
700
That's
feet.
about 100 feet we can see here.
That's about 200 metres.
And the thickness is 660 feet at the bottom of it. And it tapers all the way up to the top here that you can walk over or drive over to 45 feet, just off the top of my head.
Yeah.
This reservoir was the largest artificial lake in the world for decades and is still the largest in the US. I think this bit here is also an overflow. The water would come around here, so there's two sides of overflow, I reckon.
Yeah, it looks a bit like it, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
You know what else this is? Just off the top of my head, I didn't just read this. These were the original tunnels that they built to divert the water, and then they dumped a bunch of soil and dirt here to build the dam behind the soil and dirt, and so these were the two diversion points, one on each side to divert the water down.
Right.
And so it bypassed this whole thing, and then they could build the dam.
Build the dam, yeah.
God, my head is amazing, isn't it? The things that come off it,
Good, that.
crazy. Do you know what they should do though? That hole obviously goes all the way down into the river down the bottom.
Yeah.
They should charge people and put them on like a tube. Remember we did on the Shenandoah River on one of those tubes and just slide down there. They could make an absolute mint doing that.
People would come from miles around.
They would.
Yeah.
Well, until the first person does it and they die. But it sounds like a good idea. So we have confirmed that the white part is how high the water level came up, and it hit over that in 1983, and it actually had to use these spillways either side. From, off the top of my head, not the plaque that I'm reading right now, I imagine that doesn't happen very often. But that is amazingly high, that water level there. And for information, the side spillways were completed in 1934, and the main bridge, the driving bridge that goes over that I got a clip of earlier, that was completed in 2010, so very recent. To finish off, a couple of tips. This parking lot is $10. There's one about 25 steps higher that's free. There is other parking, and there's a parking garage much closer to the entrance. It's $10 as well, so if you're fine with walking, go to the higher levels because it's all free. And I would say it is 3:30 right now. The place is dead. All we've seen is people leaving, cars leaving everywhere. Everything I've seen about Hoover Dam in the past, although we didn't know we were coming today, I have wanted to come here for a while. Everything I've read says turn up first thing in the morning at 7 AM when it opens, and you're still going to have to queue. So people line up waiting for this place to open. Just come at 3:30 in the afternoon on a weekday, obviously. It's a Friday, so just come 3:30 on a Friday. Dead. No one here. Well, not no one here. There is people here, but it's just not as busy as what people make out. Also on that note, or you could do what I'm doing, where someone gets nominated to go back and get the car. So we parked up top, we both walked down, and then one of us, we flipped a coin of who's going to go back and get the car, and because the old man's bigger and older than me, I lost, so I'm going to go and get the car. Right, we're heading from here to Vegas. It's about an hour, and then that will be the end of our trip. So hang on a few seconds and we'll see you in Vegas.
Yeah, I think so.
Hooligans. That's fantastic.
It's because I'm scaring the old man because he doesn't trust it. It's the sun. It literally just came out. You just witnessed the sun coming out through the fog. Do you know what we should do?
What?
We should rent a car and just drive to Vegas.
good idea.
There is a London Bridge pub here.
Everything in America is bigger than what it is in England.
I'd trap them in here and then flank them.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, we are here. We are staying in the Luxor, which apparently was not a nice hotel a while back, but it is quite nice now. The check-in experience was horrible, won't lie. Parking lot is about 5 miles away from the actual hotel. I'm exaggerating, but it's been pretty stressful getting in and checking in. But we are on the 22nd floor, and there's only 30 floors, so I will show you the room later. But this is the view from the lobby. The other thing is that we're right over in this corner, so it's essentially a square. The elevators are over there, so we have to walk all the way around to get over there. A lot of walking. Okay, we have an interesting fact here that I didn't even think about, but at the Luxor, you can see it's a pyramid, which means that the elevators that go up to the top have to go up at an angle, so they kind of go up like that. Never thought about it, it's really obvious, but it feels a bit weird in the elevator. And I realised why. Anyway, the camera's died. We went for a walk along the strip. Thank you for watching. We are exhausted and we head to the airport first thing tomorrow. But we started off today, I don't even know where we were this morning. Where were we? Laughlin.
Laughlin, yes.
Which is just like Vegas, but about 5% of the size, the spectacularism.
Yeah, there's still plenty of casinos, and it seemed to me to be not as busy as this is.
Yeah. But it didn't pay out.
But we lost a little bit of our money on it.
So anyway, we're going to end it here. We went from Laughlin to Oatman to Kingman to the Grand Canyon and didn't do it because we're too cheap and we don't think it was worth it. Then we went to Hoover Dam. Then we came to Vegas, checked in, had dinner. It's been crazy busy. So anyway, I'm tired and I'm rambling. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to say the Hoover Dam was well worth a visit.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm really glad that we did that as an alternative to the Grand Canyon.
And the old man's already promised that he's coming back next year, and we're doing the Grand Canyon National Park. Where it should be. So anyway, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the thanks button because Natalie loves it when you do that. And don't forget to hit the join button if you'd like to become a Braziere and support a couple of tits. Thank you for everyone who's already done that, and we will see you next week.
Thank you all.